morning, class. My name is Tae Eberhart, better known as Tae Eberhart formerly. Today I'm going to be walking us through the road to glory with Dr. Joshua Hayden. Dr. Joshua Hayden was a very interesting man. He's a man of 3 degrees, undergraduate at the University of Richmond, master's and bachelor's at Vanderbilt University. And hey, I'm going to let him explain the rest. But I want you to tell us a little bit about yourself, Doc.
I am a person of faith. I think faith is really important to me, God. I have a growing family. I have 3 boys and a wife of 8 years. I really care about community things, community-oriented things. So, like, how do I become somebody that initiates change in my community, and it pushes people to be their best. So that's probably part of why I'm drawn to teaching. I'm a very strategic person, so I like putting pieces together and making sense of those. So that's why I like building classes. Give me a class that needs to be completely revamped, and I'm really happy. Or it just needs to be created, and I'm really happy because I can put my own fingerprint on it.
Right.
And I'm not comfortable with doing things that don't have my fingerprint on it at all. You know, I mean, I can do it. I will, and I have done it before. But I'm better when I get to build something and I get to. That's not to say I just work alone. I work with other people all the time. But when I get to put things together, and that's been a big theme for me in my life is having the opportunities to create things with people.
Hey, welcome back. Now that we have a little understanding on who Dr. Joshua Hayden is, we're going to figure out how he got here. Starting at the University of Richmond and then at Vanderbilt University. Doc, could you please explain the road to glory?
My road to glory, I think I look at my life and especially my professional career so far, and educational career, and it's been a series of moments where I've looked around and I've said, how did I get here? And my first gut reaction is, I don't belong here. I don't think I earned this at all. But part of my maturity through going from undergrad to grad to doctorate level was coming to grips with, I can hang, I can do this. I have what it takes.
Wow. Interesting, right? I wonder. Growing up as a child, my brother always told me that the older I get, the more I learn and understand about myself. So I wonder, what did you learn on doing your road to glory?
I've just learned about myself that I tend to underestimate what I can do. And so I'm always there. There's this sort of insecurity beneath the surface of anything that I get to be a part of that tells me there's like a fearful part. And so, going up through it's intimidating, going to master's level, especially at a place like Vanderbilt, where the professors are like really, I'm still intimidated by some of them. So, it was learning and just coming to grips with the fact that I love people and I love ideas.
Thanks for sharing, Dr. Hayden. Now, growing up as a child, my mom always told me that the more I understand, the more things seem they change. Because the more education a person gains only leads to the realization that change is present and that change shall come. So I wonder, how does earning a doctorate degree change the outlook on education? Let's ask Dr. Hayden.
Oh, wow. A lot. I think a doctorate degree my doctorate degree in particular broadened my view of the possible. And I think good graduate programs do that. You don't know what you don't know, So all of us have, like with every experience, we kind of have blinders, and our experiences open those up a little bit more. And my doctoral studies blew the doors off. It sort of opened my eyes to there's a lot of different ways to go about this thing called education, higher education. And there's a lot of different possibilities. There's a lot of different ways of leadership. There's some common things that you can look at and say, these are things that matter. These are the things that add value. These are the things that help people sort of change course if they're off course. And so I learned a lot, but the doctoral studies is all about creating knowledge. So all through your undergraduate and your graduate master's, you're gaining knowledge, discovering whatever you want to put, where do you want to put to that, discovering knowledge. But then at the doctoral level, it's creating knowledge. So there's this whole body of knowledge that you have to know and master. That's why it's called a master's. And then you have to build on top of it stuff that people haven't thought of before, they haven't acknowledged, or they haven't studied before. And that's what doctoral level education is all about, is like you're adding to this body of knowledge, and you're doing something that's sort of uniquely yours out there.
Thanks, Dr. Hayden, for all the information you shared with us today. Okay, now that we have all the seriousness out of the way, let's transfer over into sports. You and I both played receiver in high school and college. And I used to always just wonder, what if I had animal instincts? Like, what if I was a giraffe? What would a jump ball be to a giraffe other than 6 points? What would you classify yourself in this animal kingdom of mine?
I would be a cheetah. Cheetahs are extremely fast, and I just would love the feeling of like flying across a field. I was a wide receiver in college, and I got my 40 time down, but not a cheetah 40 time. But I wasn't the fastest receiver, so I've never experienced being the fastest anything. So I can't believe I can't remember if it's cheetah or a puma, maybe. That's the fastest animal on Earth. Do you know that?
It's the cheetah.
Cheetah. Okay, then cheetah. I'd like to be a cheetah.
Hey guys, I'm back. In the end of the day, just to sum everything up, Dr. Hayden was a man of 3 degrees, undergraduate at the University of Richmond, master's and doctorate at Vanderbilt University. Go Doors. Okay, he served here at Cumberland University for 4 years. Also, right out of the University of Richmond, he served at Christopher Newport's University, in which he was an assistant director to the president. Also, in 2012, he joined Nashville's Salvation Army's leadership board. He traveled around the world extensively, spreading the words of leadership. Traveled off into countries like India, Pakistan, Ethiopia, Uganda, and even Brazil. He's now currently the lead CU's General Education Advisor. He's the SLAM coordinator, and of course, he's our FSL teacher. You rock, Dr. Hayden.